Hey, this is Wilson with guestgrow.com, where we show you how to get more guests with less stress. And in this video, we're going to be continuing off of the previous video where we're going over how to target people with upcoming birthdays for your restaurant or hospitality business. And the reason why we're going over this is because someone sent me this website where there were a bunch of freebies that these big companies were giving out. And I was doing some research on why these companies were giving out these birthday offers. What do they have to gain from giving out these birthday offers? I quickly realized that after going to the A&W website, where I found the offer from the freebie website, they actually do have a live offer of a free root beer float for your birthday. And they start collecting your first name, last name, email address, phone number, birthday. And if you sign up for the Mug Club to get the root beer float, then you have to agree to receive A&W Club emails and club text messages. Think of how powerful that is for any restaurant or hospitality business, especially when you get someone in for the first time, or you're getting someone from online to go into your store. You can keep reminding them to use this offer until they actually come in, or after they've come in for their first time and you get their email address or phone number, you can remind them to come in for their next event, next get-together, next lunch, dinner, happy hour, etc. So the whole point of this birthday thing is for me to show you how I reverse engineered it. In the last video, we did go over the targeting, how we found people with upcoming birthdays in the next 7 days. And the reason why that's so important is because I've had a lot of people sign up for my restaurant and hospitality clients offers 6 months before their actual birthday. Just because the offer was so good, they didn't want to miss out on it when the time came. The issue with that for the business is that, yes, they're getting more email addresses and more phone numbers for text messaging, but they might not reap the benefits until 6 months later. And that's a long time to wait. Whereas if you use Facebook as a market research tool, and if you do eventually advertise on Facebook, they do let you target people with upcoming birthdays in the next 7 days. That means you should expect to see results of people using this offer. If you have a birthday offer like A&W does, where you're giving away a free gift, like a root beer float or an ice cream for someone's birthday, you should expect that person to come in the next 7 days. Now, when we finished the last video and I showed you how to target these people, we ended up with around 50,000 people we can target every single week based on the city and mile radius you chose, along with the age that you chose. We went ahead and clicked on next over here. And what happened was that they started asking us what we're going to write in our ad. So in this video, we're going to go over how I write my ads. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I write my ads. Not only how I write my ads to get engagement such as this, 265 reactions, 55 comments, 21 shares, but also how it drills down into your revenue and your profits, how you can get people spending $460 on their birthday for a group of 22, $3 for a group of 8, obviously depending on what kind of hospitality business you are and how much people are spending per person, but how this will eventually translate into revenue and profits for your company just for giving out the birthday gift you're already giving, just adding some tracking to it, which I'll show you how to do later down the line. But first, before we do that tracking, I have to show you how to write this ad, okay? So here's an ad that I wrote for Yukaku back in the day in 2015. I helped them do an all-day happy hour ad. This was for Thanksgiving when they know it's a little bit slower because people are doing family dinners. So they wanted to promote this. And we got tons of engagement, 55 comments, friends tagging friends, and lots of results from this. I remember the VP actually emailing me saying that sales were up 20% from the previous year, which was great. Here's another one from another Japanese barbecue restaurant. This is over in London. They had an all-day happy hour. And I got them 200 likes, 93 comments, 13 shares on this one. This one was from a sushi chain, Kuro Revolving Sushi Bar. They had 4,500 likes, 690 comments on this one. Same chain, 912 reactions, 833 comments on that. That's amazing, by the way. Did I write that? Okay. Well, if I wrote that, that's really crazy that they used my copywriting template to garner these results. Here's another American restaurant that they do lobster rolls and steak. Got them 682 reactions and 218 comments on this post. I have to say though, the reason why I'm so surprised is because it wasn't always like this, right? I didn't always know how to write consistent copy. I remember when I first started my agency and first started working with these clients, I was writing everything freehand. As it came to me, I'm like, okay, how should I approach it this time? Nowadays, I've actually developed a framework where I've noticed which copy is more successful and which copy I write that's less successful. And for all the less successful stuff, I kind of left it out or left it optional. And for the more successful stuff, I left it in the framework. I'll be sharing that framework with you today. We'll actually be working through this framework together to the point where we'll be filling out this framework in order to create the copy for the Facebook ad. And when we're in Facebook ads over here, I'm going to teach you exactly what goes in which field so you can create a high performing ad just like this. After this video, what you should expect is that you have your targeting set up. You know how many people you can reach with your budget every single week, and you have your content set up. In the next couple of videos, I'll be showing you where you need to point this ad to. Every single ad needs to go to some kind of page or app, just like what A&W has, where they have a form on their website over here. So if this were A&W doing it, they should point people to this awrestaurants.com/deals website. Okay. So let me go ahead and grab this sheet over here. And what I'm going to do is help you create a copy. And I'll put this in the link down below. This is my current Guest Grow OnRamp messaging worksheet. OnRamp is an acronym I made up. 6 different letters for 6 different parts of copywriting, specifically for writing ads. And the really cool thing about this, I'll show you in the future when we do create a page just like this A&W one where someone can sign up. You can use the same exact copy across the landing page, your website, your app, confirmation page, emails. The reason why it's designed to do that is because you want your messaging to be congruent across every single step of the process, right? So if it says free root beer float on your birthday in the ad, you want to make sure it stays consistent across your pages, emails, text messages, and everything else so that the customer can remember exactly what they signed up for and be familiar with all of your future messaging. So let's go ahead and make a copy here. This framework is designed to help you break down what each letter of OnRamp means. Not only that, but for each letter of OnRamp in the column next to it, I actually put what you need to be writing next to it. So for offer, O stands for offer, by the way, you need to be giving a main benefit and a supporting benefit or limitation. As an example, if we were to use the A&W example where they're giving away a free root beer float, then you would put free root beer float. That's the main benefit, right? Plain and simple. And the supporting benefit or limitation, some people have a free root beer float and an extra scoop of ice cream along with it. Or some people have some kind of limitation like free root beer float only on weekdays. In this specific example, because it's for a birthday, we're going to write for your birthday. And this is really cool because it actually is a limitation. It can only be used on their birthday, but from the perspective of the customer or the guest, they're thinking it's a benefit to them because it's for their birthday. It's something they're happy and excited about, right? So after writing that, we're going to go to the N, and the N stands for next. This is probably the most important part of OnRamp is the next step, because every single ad, every single page, every single email that you write and you send to your guest or your potential customers or your repeat customers, if you want them to take action, it all depends on what your next statement says. And it depends on where this next statement is. I'll explain this a little bit more in the future. But as you can see here, there are different next statements for different parts of this whole process. And in this specific one, we're going to be looking at the one for the ad. And for the ad, we're going to be using sign up. So we're going to be using that there. Okay. The next thing you want here are reviews. Okay. And so what I'm going to do to get reviews, I'm going to grab reviews from Google and Yelp. Make sure that you have permission from the customer to use their review in your commercial copywriting. Okay. This is really important, and you should definitely talk to your lawyer about this. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not allowed to give legal advice, but I want to make sure you're checking with your lawyer in terms of how you're following terms and conditions when you're using Google, using Yelp. I'm just giving you an example of where you can grab reviews from, assuming that you already have permission from those people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for the closest A&W to me. by searching A&W near me. And here's the closest A&W to me. Very cool. They have 2,178 reviews. I'm going to click on these reviews over here. And I want to search all the root beer floats. And one thing I can do over here, where it says people often mention, I'm going to go ahead and click on root beer float. And it's going to go ahead and show me all the reviews that have root beer float in it. So as I scroll down, what I want to do is I want to get all the reviews that mention root beer float that are also 5-star reviews. And I'll show you why I'm doing that. Okay. This R for reviews is meant to get your customers to sell this offer for you, right? That's what reviews and testimonials do. So you want to choose the best reviews and testimonials from your Yelp page, from your Google page, from any other testimonials you may have on your website, and you want to use them for this on-ramp copywriting. So to give you an example, I'm going to go ahead and keep scrolling until I hit a 5-star review that mentions root beer float. And here's one right here by KK Danitsa. Okay. So 9 months ago, he or she wrote, I used to come to A&W every other week for a root beer float. My favorite little spot to visit in Mentone or Mentone, not sure. The floats are to die for. The ice cream melts in your mouth and the soda is delicious. Okay, that is a really, really cool mention and review. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this part. I'm going to right click on it, press copy. Okay. Then I'm going to go to this copywriting worksheet and I'm going to go ahead and paste this over here. Before I forget, one thing I did forget to do is once you make a copy of this Guest Grow on-ramp messaging worksheet, go ahead and input your company and campaign name here. So this can be A&W Mentone birthday. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that there. One thing I also want is I want KK Danitsa's name over here. So I'm going to go ahead and put hyphen KK Danitsa. And the last thing you want to do there is you want to put the 5 stars next to it, okay? And this is going to be really cool. When you see this come into completion, when we paste this in Facebook ads, you're going to see how it looks and why we use the 5 stars in there. So going back to this copywriting thing, I did put the 5 stars here for you already. So go ahead and I press Control C to copy this. So I'm going to press Control C right there. And then at the end of this, you double click this field. At the very end of it, press space, and then I'm going to press Control V, or I think on Mac it's Command V to paste. And now you're pasting 5 stars right there. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the next review. That's 5 stars and mentions root beer float. This one says, good food and even better root beer floats. And we will be back often. That is not bad at all. So John Yarbrough, awesome. Thank you for that review. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to type out John Yarbrough. I think that's how you spell it. Let's double check that. That's right. Okay. Then I'm going to put the 5 stars again over there. There you go. Review number 2. We're going to do about 5 of these, so 3 more. Okay. So scrolling down, Richard Herrera. Brought back memories. Unfortunately, when you want an A&W root beer without the float, you don't get the frosty mug anymore. Don't want that one. That's not a great mention. Here's another one that mentions the blended float. I don't know if that applies to this offer, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that. James Ranger. The menu is American classics and the root beer floats are delicious. Great. Great stop after a day in the mountains and on the way down from the 38. Okay, so this is really cool because it mentions a local highway and it could be relevant to a lot of people reading this ad. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this whole part. Menu is American classics and the root beer floats are delicious. This is a great stop after a day in the mountains and on the way down to 38. I'm going to copy this whole thing and I'm going to use James Review, James Ranger. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the 5 stars again, Control C or Command C, Control V or Command V. That's 3. Let's keep going down. We had A&W root beer floats, cheese curds, and my wife had a shrimp basket. Everything was perfect. Sure, I like that. Louis Estrada, thank you, sir. Put the 5 stars over there. Okay, we're going to get 1 more. And I'll show you why we're getting 5, by the way. We probably do need to do a little bit more, but I'll show you why we're doing more than 5. James Newman. Didn't this guy already review? Oh, James Ranger. Okay, cool. A great place for my friends and family. A&W is an all-time favorite. Gotta have the root beer float. Great. Thanks, James. Cool. Okay, so that's 5 reviews. We're going to go ahead and stop there. Next is the A. A stands for about, which is either about the business or about the offer. So if A&W has some kind of about page on their website, for example, if I scroll down and press like on contact us and try to find some kind of paragraph information about A&W. Let's see if I can find anything over here. Not really, okay? But one thing I can do is on Google, this is really cool. If I go back to this Google Maps thing over here, I click on the actual map. One thing that Google Maps does is they actually give you some kind of about section over here. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this about. Fast food outlet serving up namesake root beer, burgers, chicken, and fries. Great. So I'm gonna use that, Control C for copy, go back over here, Control V for paste. Now we wanna write about the offer and what restrictions apply to this, okay? So every single offer has some kind of restriction. Usually the restrictions are when it can be used and making sure that it can't be, and also putting on the terms that it can't be stacked or used with any other offer. So I'm gonna put those 2 limitations in for now. I'm gonna put valid within, and this isn't A&W's term, this is just one I'm making up. And the one that I actually like using the most for all my birthday offers, 7 days of the birthday shown on your ID. And just a quick tip, the reason why I like using 7 days is because if you only let them use this on their actual birthday, think of how many businesses out there are giving away a birthday freebie strictly on the birthday only, and restricts the customer's choices when it comes to which businesses they should go to get this freebie. You want to make sure you maximize the chance that you can get this customer in this door as soon as possible, and giving them a range of days, like 14 days, 7 days before their birthday, 7 days after, saying things like, we love celebrating birth weeks, we love celebrating birth months. I think you would be a really cool business for doing that, and you would increase your customer base by giving them that flexibility, okay? Limitation 2, I would put cannot be used with any other offers or promotions. Cool. And I'm gonna stick with that. You can do other limitations like, 1 per party, 1 per visit, can be used multiple times, can only be used at these specific times like weekdays. Go ahead and put whatever limitations you want there. You can add more than 3, that's totally up to you. Next is you want menu. So for menu, you want to put the 3 menu items that are most relevant to this offer. And so it looks like for A&W, they're only just giving away a free root beer float. So in this case, what I like to do, if there's only 1 menu item or 1 product and service that is relevant to the actual offer, I will add other menu items that are complementary to that item. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab information about this root beer float. I'm already over here in A&W's menu area, and I'm going to go to their Sweets and Treats, which I believe is where their famous float is. Okay, so I'm going to click on See More. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get this description, okay? So I'm going to copy this description by pressing Control C. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to type root beer float, space hyphen space. I'm going to go ahead and put in that description over there. So now I have root beer float, our world-renowned A&W root beer made with real cane sugar, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So from here, now it's up to you for your restaurant, or if you're A&W, how you would want to do this. How I would do it, since there's so much variety going on at A&W, I would just summarize what they have to offer. And I would do that in product service 2 and product service 3. So I would put, looking at their menu now, classic burgers, chicken, hot dogs, kids meals. That's really good too, okay? So I can put classic burgers, hot dogs, and chicken. And this one I can do kids meals. Does kids meals have a apostrophe? Let's see. Yes, it does. Okay, because it's ownership of the meal for the kid. Cool. Kids meals, okay? Last is P for place. So for place, you want to put the name of the business, A&W. Whoopsies. You want to put the address. So the address over here, I'm going to copy this. It is 1930 Mentone or Mentoni. Someone teach me how to say that name, please. I'm going to go ahead and put the phone number here. Cool. Copy that. So if you don't know already, for Google Maps, there's this little copy icon they added, so you can copy any of this in just 1 click without pressing Control C. Text and chat. So if you do have texting or you have chat on your website, most of my clients do have it. A&W, I don't see that they do have it. Then you would put your texting phone number here, or you would put your website where they can direct chat with you here. Since A&W doesn't have it, I wouldn't put it, but usually I do put my clients' websites here. Also, one thing about this phone number, I don't like how it's not in the right format. So I'm going to put this with parentheses and make it look good. At this point, I want to show you something really, really cool. You may have noticed this already when you were filling this out. Okay. Everything on the right side over here, there's graphic. This is all filled out for you now. This is how a graphic should look when you're promoting some kind of offer, whether it be a birthday offer, a regular offer, anniversary offer, whatever it may be. This is an outline of how your information should look on the graphic. Not necessarily in this exact format, but this is a really good place to start. Okay? Sign up page. All here, done for you. A&W up top. Free root beer for your birthday. Fill out the form below. Here's the form. Here's the button. Okay? Confirmation page. Request received. Your free root beer flow is on its way to your inbox. Check your email to get your offer. A&W, address, phone number, map. Here are the reviews. Guess where this is pulling from? Pulling from the reviews over here. Okay. Menu items. Guess where this is pulling from? Okay. It's pulling from the menu items over here, right? Okay. Now, what we were trying to get to today, the ad. Okay. Watch this. This is really cool. Hey, region avatar. Okay. So, hey, Mentone, or hey, root beer lovers. Okay. Get a free root beer float for your birthday. Where did this come from? This is a formula I put in here that grabs the free root beer float offer that we put over here, free root beer float, okay? And just says, get a free root beer float for your birthday. Click below to get this birthday root beer float. I'm going to show you why this looks like this and why this click below to get your birthday root beer float is different from this one and this one. I'll show you a little trick later, okay? Just below that is going to be the link to the page. So for A&W, it would be this awrestaurants.com/deals. What I'm going to do before I forget, I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to go back into this copywriting. I'm going to scroll down until I see display link and website. For website, I'm going to replace that with a link. For display link, I'm going to replace that with a link as well. Okay. Now going back, look, everything changed. Click below to get your birthday root beer float. Here's awrestaurants.com/deals. So that in the Facebook ad, they can click it right away if they don't care to read everything else in the ad. Okay? What do people say about a root beer float? With an emoji in front. So this emoji in front is pretty important because now they know this is a new section. The menu is American Classics. This is the review that's pulling from E25. If you don't know sheets already, it's basically the cell number and name. So this is pulling from here, right? So I'm basically writing the reviews in the ad. Okay? And then after that, click below to get your birthday root beer float and the link again. Every single section should have a CTA right after it. Because every single section, every single part of ONRAMP messaging is designed to convince the guest or customer just a little bit more. What else is on the menu? Root beer float, classic burgers, hot dogs and chicken, kids meals. If this looks familiar to you, it should be because that's exactly how we wrote the 3 top menu items over here. Okay. Where can you claim this offer? A&W, Mentone or Mentone Boulevard. Here's the phone number. And this is about us. We're a fast food outlet serving up namesake root beer, burgers, chicken, and fries. Next, we're going to have a photo. I'll show you where to get that photo. You probably already saw it previously in this video, but I'll show you exactly how you can grab it. And then here, I'll show you, this is actually the headline. This is the button, which is sign up. And then this is the link. Okay. As I told you earlier in this video, we're actually going to fill out every single field in Facebook ads with what we came up with today. It's going to be a lot of copy paste, then kind of adjusting to make sure it looks correct in the actual Facebook ad. When you copy paste things, nothing looks perfect after pasting. So at least we have all the content and we're just going to adjust after that. So this is what we're going to do. Since this is all done for us, we're going to go ahead and select cell AM15, starting at Hey Region Avatar. We're going to hold this click and we're going to copy this whole column all the way down to fast food outlet serving up namesake root beer plus burger, chicken, and fries. Okay. Down to this last one right before the photo. I'm going to press Control-C to copy or Command-C for Apple. I'm going to go into the Facebook Ads Manager. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into primary text. Okay. So scrolling down top to bottom just to make sure we're all on the same page. For your Facebook page, you want to choose your Facebook page. Remember, this is a dummy account I'm using with an old business that sold to a parent company or like some investment company. Okay. Ad setup, we want to create an ad. Good. Manual upload on the creative. Good. Single image or video. That's exactly what we're going to do. Again, I'm going to show you where to get that image. Multi-advertiser ads. I've actually never seen this before. I think this is new. We're going to leave it on, okay, for now. Media, add media, we're going to skip that for now. We're going to do that last, okay? We'll circle back. Primary text, okay? I'm going to go ahead and press Control V for paste. And now you're going to see that there, okay? It says, hey, region avatar, get a free root beer float for your birthday. Everything that we wrote is now here, okay? Super, super cool, right? This is how you write your ad. And after we insert the picture, we're going to actually see a preview on the right side. And we're going to go ahead and fix up all this text so that it looks uniform, looks good, everything's sectioned off, and it makes sense to our prospective birthday customers. Okay. Now we're going to scroll down for headline. In the ONRAMP, the headline's already done because it pulls from this very first sentence, get a free root beer float for your birthday. So for headline, what we're going to do, we're going to go back to over here. We're going to grab this headline. This headline is just get a free root beer float, which again is a formula I created for using emojis. Writing get a and then combining it with the actual offer, which is free root beer float. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Control C, paste in the headline over there. Description, I'm also going to get down below. This description, if you don't remember, is actually, going back to the ONRAMP input, is the supporting benefit or limitation. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that here for your birthday. Okay. And then call to action, I selected it for you. It's going to be sign up. So we're going to click on sign up. Okay. Last things it's going to ask you is for the website. So you do want to use A&W Restaurants/deals. Make sure don't publish this ad. Make sure it doesn't run. Okay. Actually, just to be super safe, I'm going to tell you not to put that website URL. Okay. Go ahead and delete that website URL because I don't want you to publish this on accident and start running ads for A&W. Okay. Scrolling down now, everything looks good here. One thing we want to do in the future is we do want to use website events. I'll show you how to set this up later, but there is some tracking that we can do in Facebook ads and how we can basically know where the customer goes after they click on this ad and make sure they actually saw the next page. In the next video, by the way, we're going to be going over creating that page and setting up this website events part for that page. Now, going back to the image, okay? Now, A&W, again, we do need to go back to Sweets and Treats to find the picture of the root beer float. So I'm going to do that. Here's the famous float. Okay, I want this picture. Okay. Now, whenever you grab a picture from online, by the way, you do want to use a screenshot app. So I use something called Cloud App, which I believe is called Zite now, Z-I-G-H-T. I'll put a link down below if you want access to it. But it's the best screenshot software I've used for Windows. So after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and download it. Make sure you know where to find it in your files. And when you find it in your files, you want to go back over here to scroll up to add media, add image. Go ahead and upload your image here. I already have it here. So I'm going to click on that root beer float, click on next, click on next. Don't mind any of this. Let this be. This is fine. I'm going to go ahead and click on done because we want to see the preview on the right. Okay. And the preview on the right should show your business name and it should show the copy down below. I'm going to click on expand to see the bigger version. Okay. So this is what it's going to look like to your customer. And now, you know, it does look a little clumped up. We're going to fix that up right now. Actually, I put the wrong description down here. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that by going to for your birthday. I'm going to go to Facebook ads over here and then write in for your birthday. Yep. There you go. So now we're going to space this out. So, hey, region avatar, you know, you can put hey, Mentone, for example. I'm going to put the 3 exclamation marks before hey Mentone. I'm going to put get a free root beer float for your birthday after hey Mentone. Okay? To clean that up and combine it. Click below to get your birthday root beer float. Good. I'm going to put a space in between. I like a space in between. What do people say about a root beer float? So this is a new section, so I'm going to put a space after it. Okay. And then after every single 5-star, I'm going to put another space. Okay. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the person's name from the review as well. So before the hyphen on each person's name, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that's a new line. So now that looks a little bit better, right? And then here I go again. Click below to get your birthday root beer float. I still have yet to cover why this looks like this. I'll let you know in a bit. What else is on the menu? Another space after that. After each menu item, I'm going to put another space to make sure they're all separated. Another space in between this CTA or this next statement, which is the end part. And then where can you claim this offer? A&W, Mentone. Cool. And I'm going to, I like that space there. Actually, that's good. Okay. So going over this text, okay. Let's say, for example, I were just to type here. Click below to get your birthday offer. Root beer float. You see how it doesn't stand out. You see how when you're reading through this gets mixed into everything else, okay? So what I'm doing here is I actually found a way to bold words. You can't bold words in Facebook ads, by the way, or italicize. I found a way to bold words, and the way you can do that is in my ONRAMP copywriting on the very top, there's something called a text converter. And if you go to this website, anything you type in here, like get a free birthday offer, it will help you rewrite it in a very special text where it can actually bold words and it works on Facebook ads, okay? So that is why I do that. These are going to be made for you here already as well. The different types of text and the different types of ways you can write the text within the ad. So going back to the ad, now that we spaced everything out, let's go ahead and expand this again, see how it looks. There's a B here. I don't know why. I'll erase that. Hey, Mentone, get a free root beer float for your birthday. Click below to get your birthday root beer float. Here's a link. Good. What do people say about our root beer float? Review, review, review. Really cool. Click below to get your birthday root beer float. Cool. What else is on the menu? Root beer float. Classic burgers. Kids meals. Cool. Okay, this is very nice and spaced out. I think this looks really, really good. This is how I write ads, okay? I have a framework that includes all the information that I think is necessary for the customer to know before they trust you enough to click on this link and get to the next page, okay? Now, one thing I have to tell you about this framework, you don't have to use every part of the copywriting framework ONRAMP, okay? But the minimum you do need to use is O and N. O is the offer, N is next step, okay? Even if next step is, hey, come to our restaurant and show this in our restaurant so we can apply it to your order, I highly recommend you don't do that because that is a low level of tracking. It's how most restaurants and hospitality companies fail when running a promotion like this. It's really hard for them to track any in between of what someone does when they see the ad and actually bring it into the place of business. But you do need an O for offer, an N for next. Your offer can be anything. It doesn't have to be a discount. It doesn't have to be a birthday offer. It could even be, hey, here's our new menu item. This is how it looks. This is how we make it. Come in and try today. That's an offer, right? Every TGIF, Chili's commercial that you see is a new menu item or like a new pricing, 2 for $20, something during the holidays. All those are different offers, okay? So you need at least the O and the N. The RAMP, I would say that you should include it in your very first version of your ad. And then as you start breaking down the analytics of your ad in terms of performance, you can remove some things and add some things, okay? Say, for example, if your first thought is that this is just too long of an ad, then you can take out whichever section you think is the least important section, okay? But if you think if it's already performing and it's at benchmark, don't mess with it. Don't try to improve too much. So we're going to go ahead and close this. The only thing we need to do now to publish this ad is to put a website URL here. So if you're A&W, you would put this deal's website here. But for you, I'm not sure if you have a specific landing page like A&W does here. I highly advise you don't put your homepage like this because like I was saying before, if you put your homepage and you're A&W, you're talking about a mug club. I mean, it's really hard for me to see where the mug club is. Honestly, it's kind of mixed into everything. And there's nothing about a free root beer float until you go to this very specific section where this changes into a free root beer float, okay? I'd rather you send them to a very specific page where they have two options, either sign up for this free root beer float or not. I'll show you why that is the best option for you as a business later on. And the best and clearest way for a customer to sign up is to go to this mug club and sign up here where they have nothing else to do. I wouldn't even include this menu. I'll go more into that later in the next video. I hope this was really helpful for you. This ONRAMP copywriting thing, it changed how I serve my clients. It gave me consistency in how I run my ads, landing pages, emails, and build out a full birthday offer funnel or whatever offer funnel for any of my hospitality clients. Now, if you want a copy of this, I'll send you a link to it down below in the description. It is paid. It took me years and years to develop this. You can easily, look through this and see what kind of value it brings you. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, then go ahead and ask down below. If you just want to say hi, go ahead and comment. This is it for today's session. Just wanted to show you what the next step was after targeting. After this video, I'm going to be going over landing page creation, where you can build it, what it should look like, how everything is going to connect together. It's going to be awesome. I'll see you on the next video.